we should bash out.
We should bash it out.
Two questions, right? And
Why
then,
not?
and then
Why
go
not
ham
20
on them.
questions?
We could do that.
Let's roll.
We could do that. All right, let's go. All right, the microphone's good and all that.
Dude, what are we doing for background right here, though? Johnny, is that what we want? You like that background?
I like your background, man.
He likes the background. Let's roll with the background, man.
All right, what's going on? It is your boy David, DSBBeats. I'm with the.
What do you call yourself?
DSBBeats.
What does that stand for?
So my full name is David Sinclair-Black, and I was like, and everyone used to call me DSB back where I lived with my mom.
Oh.
I was like, but I was coming up as a producer at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna.
Dude, that's awesome. I like that. Were you on the beach? You were on the beach this weekend?
Yes. No.
Because you got a little red. You're a little red.
Yeah.
There,
this is what happens when you take a British kid and then put them in Miami.
Take them out of that gloom, put them in the sun.
Yeah. So look, I'm with the one and only Grant Cardone. If you don't know who he is, because a lot of my followers follow you as well.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Hey, good on you, dude, for coming over here and making this happen. Like that's all.
I had to do it, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
opportunity there.
how many people live in the UK?
I have no clue. I know there's something like 2 million in London, so it's probably around
2 million could have done it, but you did.
It's true. It's true.
Well
I had to take the opportunity.
A lot of admiration for that.
So look, New York Times bestseller, author of the 10x Rust. So you got the 10x.
I can't understand half of what he's saying.
13 best-selling business programs, so on and so forth. You know who he is. I want to kick this off, man.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
Kick it off.
In your clearest, because I've seen a lot of videos recently. You don't really like the word entrepreneur. You prefer to be the business owner. Entrepreneur is the old way of saying that you don't have any cash.
This entrepreneur guy is like that. That term is very new.
Okay.
You know, because I remember just maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was living in LA and maybe heard the term the first couple of times, entrepreneur. It wasn't a buzzword, much less an industry like it is now. And what it meant 10 years ago in Hollywood, in Los Angeles, there's a lot of actors and actresses that aren't working there. So there's a joke there like, oh, you're an actor, which really means you're a waiter. No offense to all my friends that are artists and actors. My wife's an actress. She would say, hey, don't do that. People are sensitive to it. But you know that's true. Like a lot of times the actor, the writer, the director, the issue is, but are you working?
Okay.
Anytime somebody over there would be like, I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
Okay, I thought it was an earthquake. I'm talking about LA. So anytime they would say, I'm an entrepreneur, most of the time it meant he was in a startup, but more often it was like, I'm out of work.
Okay, so do you try to stay away from it?
No, I didn't try to stay away from it.
But like
I
the
never,
words, like it has some stigmas.
No, it's not about the words or like I just looked the word up about 3 years ago. It's a nice word if people would actually look it up.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur means someone that puts money at risk. Let me just look it up again.
How would you define it?
Well, I would just say that the issue that I have with it is that I never thought about being an entrepreneur. I just didn't have attention on that. I had attention on being a business. Okay. A businessman.
Right.
A business, like that I had a business that would outlive just my efforts.
Okay.
And it's not a right or wrong on it. You know, I tend to polarize people because I take a bit of a position on stuff, which is not really, I'm not trying to do that.
Why'd you do it? What do you mean by polarized?
Well, like you're negative on entrepreneurship. I didn't. A person who organizes and operates a business. I think most people that are trying to be entrepreneurs aren't looking the word up. Okay. Because this says a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. Okay. Okay. So if you're running a podcast and you're one person, you do not. Yeah. And that's your business, and you have no employees, and you're not taking risk, and you're not operating a business, which would mean other people, then by definition, you're not being an entrepreneur. Okay. Now, the thing that we're talking about, that people are starting to talk about now, are influencers. Influencers.
It's saturated.
I'm an influencer.
Everywhere across Instagram.
Like, I don't even know what that is. Like, what does that even mean, dude? Like,
it's the fact that people are trying to be an educator when they don't have a background in building their own business.
Yeah. See, so, you know, I look up things as I go. I was doing a gig here in town. There's 34,000 people at it, my 10X Growth Conference.
Of course, I was there. Of course I was there.
Dude, how good was it?
It was fucking amazing, man.
So what's his name? John Maxwell was there, and he's talking about leadership, right? And I did a Q&A with him. I said, look, I don't really consider myself a leader. And he's like, well, yeah, you're a leader, dude. Look at all the people you led here.
Okay. Do you say that because
But I'm not trying to be a leader, right?
Yeah.
Like Steve Jobs was building a business. Bill Gates was building a business. These guys weren't trying to be entrepreneurs or influencers. They were building businesses.
And it just came off because of everything that they built.
Well, Bill Gates' jobs, I want everybody to have Microsoft products. You know, I want everybody to have a computer. I want it to be our hardware. We're going to load up. The hardware, the computer was the way for him to bury the software. And then Steve Jobs on the other side of town is like, I'm going to get everybody this better product. Bill won the first 30 years. And these guys were not trying to be influencers or leaders or entrepreneurs. They were trying to build businesses.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you this. You were with Offset yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Completely different industry.
Yeah.
I'm in the music industry as well. What can someone like myself learn from you? Because, and here's a bit of a contradiction that I've been having across the past year learning from yourself. Of course, you've been in the sales backgrounds in multiple different industries, from automotive all the way over to everything that you built, right?
Yeah.
I was creating schedules. I was getting up early, the opposite of what you would think a typical musician would do, right? But what can someone from a different industry learn from you? Because you helped me make a lot of money. I moved out of my mum's in October. I moved up to London, central apartment in central London. A lot has changed because of that structure. But if you were to give a rapper, a producer, an actor, a videographer, someone that doesn't necessarily...
So I rolled up into the the St. Regis.
Yeah.
I grabbed the kids yesterday morning. I said, let's get out of the house. They're playing games and stuff.
Yeah.
I said, let's get out of the house. Let's go to eat breakfast. We didn't know where we were going to go. We drive down the road. My wife's like, let's go to St. Regis. No, I don't want to go there. She's like, no, it'd be nice. I said, okay, let's go there. So we pull into St. Regis. A Lamborghini pulls up in front of me, blaring, just rocking out some...
Yeah.
Some, you know, and then a convertible rolls, and then a Ferrari. I'm like, look at the iron. Look at the amount of metal pulling up in front of us. We're in this Rolls Cullinan.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're shameful. So I get out of the back seat. I'm sitting in the back seat, and the dude gets out of the Lambo, and he's looking at me with like a half a smile. When I get out of the car, his smile becomes that big. It's awesome.
It is, yeah.
And I walk up to him and said, what's going on, man? He's like, I just flew in from Dubai to Atlanta. I'm coming here. I'm spending the weekend here. But the fact that he recognized me, right? Here I am. I'm double his age. I'm white. I'm not a rapper. I said, dude, why do you listen to me? And this is what he said to me. Dude, because you talk to people in a way they can understand it.
That's so true.
And so we started talking about money. I spent 15 minutes out in front of the St. Regis talking to him about money. And I just kept telling him, dude, look, you want to play the rapper game? You want to play in the game of music or sports or any of the arts. Make money a priority.
I completely agree.
Make money.
I actually remember you saying that. You must have said it before in multiple videos.
I probably have. So I talk about money a lot, right?
Now, with that being said, I mean, you also talk about having one mentor. Should I have you as a mentor here and then have a mentor that's already in the music industry?
But the problem is the mentor in the music industry is going to tell you money doesn't matter.
Of course.
Because he's broke.
Of course.
He quit on money.
Yeah.
So it's all right to have more than one mentor if you understand where that guy's coming from, right? Your mom would probably be good for some advice.
Not all advice.
Huh?
Not all advice.
No, not all of it. So she's going to tell you to be careful because no matter what I tell your mom, you're still her little boy, right? And the same thing with my mom. I was 50 years old. My mom was still saying, she was still like, I love you, son. Be careful.
Yeah.
So I would give somebody in the arts, look.
Yeah.
Make sure your movie makes money.
Yeah.
Okay, because if it doesn't make money, they're going to quit asking you back. Like all these movies are based on who's making money.
Yeah.
And I was watching an interview with the black dude, Samuel Jackson. Is it Samuel? He's one of the highest paid actors in the world, right? Is it Samuel? Huh?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. So he's like, look, I do movies that make money. You're talking to me right now because I do movies that make money. Like, you know, I find my little niche. I find my niche. I tell my story the way I do. They come ask me to do this other stuff. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing this because this works.
Okay.
And so he bangs out what works. Tarantino does the same thing, right? The music people like find something that works and just beat it, just like hammer it in. Because no matter how talented you are, one, if they don't know you, they're not going to hear it or see it or appreciate it. And number two, if you don't repeatedly get it out there, then
it's hard to see when you have so much work and then it doesn't get out there, you know?
Yeah, and that's when the disappointment and the rejection and the discouragement happen, and that's why so many artists like back off. The art's in them, right? The art's in them. It wants to come out, so it's not going to go to sleep completely, and you go back at it for 3 months, and then you get hit again, and you take off for 3 months, and the guy never gets that momentum.
I appreciate that. So now, with that being said, of course, you have your mission. You're doing right now what you're doing in order to help as many people as you can. But think back to when you first started in car sales, then 30 years old when you started your seminar business. Has there been one underlying purpose for you throughout your entire career?
Probably to help people, you know. I mean, I've always wanted to help people. I think everybody wants to help somebody, you know, and because I wanted somebody to help me, you know. So I think if there was one word that has been like kind of been there the whole time. When I was 10 years old, my dad died. I wanted somebody to help me, and nobody did help me. So when I was 15, I wanted my brother, who was now 20. I'm like, hey, I want my brother to help me because maybe he can. And, you know, big brothers just don't help you. They beat you up. So, you know, by the time I was 20, dude, I was lost and still looking for somebody to help me. So when I finally got my game together, when I finally got my life in order, I found two things. Selfishly, helping other people kept me busy and kept me from having too much free time. Free time's always been a bit of an enemy for me and a problem. Too much free time and I'm going to get in trouble. So anytime I had free time, if I would help somebody, I wouldn't get in trouble.
Okay.
And number two, selfishly, when I help somebody else, I get a better understanding of what I'm doing. So like today we did a real estate show today. Okay. So the more I do, the more I explain real estate to other people, the clearer I become about what I know and don't know about it. I think the teacher becomes even clearer about. They become more wise because they share their information.
What's behind the real estate though? What's behind the real estate, the office that you got here? What's behind your businesses? Is it cash?
What do you mean cash?
Like, has that always been a particularly big motivator for you? So in contrast to that.
No. I mean, you know me from the profitability standpoint?
Well, yeah, I mean, so for example, look, I mean, if you look at a lot of musicians, the reason that they don't prioritize the money side of it, and of course that's equally, if not way more important than the talent, they're doing what they're doing because they want to get their talent out there. Yeah. So for you, I mean,
yeah, why though? They want to be famous. They want to prove somebody wrong. You know, this lady wrote me this weekend, and she's like, I got this project. I know I'm going to win an Oscar. You know, it takes $2 million to do it. I'm going to win an Oscar. The director's going to win an Oscar. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I can't wait to see you guys win Oscars. And by the way, that night I'm going to be like, dang, I should have financed that movie, but I ain't.
Yeah.
So, you know, good luck. And, you know, look, for me, it's been, you know, again, if I go back to this definition, I'm taking risk, time and money. I'm risking time, money, reputation. Doing this interview today, okay? Yeah. I could have not done this interview, and then I risk nothing. I don't risk my time. I don't risk my exposure. I don't risk somebody not liking me, right? So it's about putting your time at risk in order to get some kind of benefit.
What is that benefit for you, though?
I mean, there's a lot of benefits, dude. One, I want to help people. Go back to that thing. Like I don't have friends in the UK. I don't have a lot of friends in the UK. Until I went there. Yeah. And then I went there and like, oh, I got friends there.
Yeah.
And then somebody in the UK knows somebody in Ireland. Boom, I go there and I got friends there. So like it's always selfish for me. What do I get out of it? And I think everybody's like this if they just be really honest. What do I get out of it? You know, how does it help me? We're going to go to Malaysia, Singapore. I got people now reaching me in the Philippines, Thailand, China, South Korea, Vietnam. I'm like, dude, we're going to have friends everywhere, bro. Now, to go over there,
you need a jet.
You need birds. You need fuel. You need resources. You need people going with you, which takes money. All of a sudden, the reality of economics hits, and I'm like, the beast needs money. Now I could say, okay, we're not going to go on our beast. We're going to go rent a plane, or we're just going to grab a seat.
Yeah.
Grab a seat on a plane.
Yeah.
It'd be cheaper, but now I lose time. So when you start measuring your purpose against possibility, against the risk, and you're like, all this takes money. And that's why I think a lot of people, look, the artist that gets paid $20 million for a movie will want $20 million for the next movie.
Of course.
Once you, you're like, hey, dude, maybe I'm worth more than 20. The athlete that gets paid $10 million a year is gonna be like, dude, I want some of that 10 million. So, unfortunately, most actors and most athletes have their run. The money stops. They didn't build up a protection.
It's gone.
And then 20 years later, when nobody's really asking for them, they can't get paid. And I don't want that to happen to me and my family. Got
you. I appreciate that. So now, with that being said,
my 10-year-old asked me today. She said, "Hey, Papa, do I get an inheritance when you die?" I'm like, stop it.
I actually remember asking my grandma that. Always love money. Man.
Kids, man.
Yeah.
Kids are honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So now, with that being said, this is going to be my last question. Filling up time, experiences, so on and so forth. What can we expect to see from you in the next 10 years?
Well, this year, dude, I'm gonna blow up, dog.
Okay.
I'm gonna blow up. I mean, it's gonna look like Bonfire Cardone turned into Scorch the Earth. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, wherever there's dry brush, it's gonna light. So I've been building this fire so long that, like, right now, it's just like one more piece and it's gonna go out of control.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out what that one piece is, but I know this tour around the world is gonna be a big accelerant to the fire. I talked about this in, I think, the 10X rule, about build a fire so hot and so big. I think it was the 10X rule, right? Yeah. Build a fire so big and so hot that people don't just come to get warmth; they just sit in amazement of this thing, you know. And I think that is an inspiration. Your success, and everybody that's watching, your success. Dude, it inspires people that, oh God, maybe I could do that. Some people get envious of it.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and that sounds like, oh, I don't need all that. And look at him, and he's showing off, and blah, blah, blah. But other people are like, wow, man, if he can, I can.
What else can we expect from you in the next 10 years?
I'm coming back to the UK, dude, because I love the people there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I was blessed the last time I was there. The weather was like it was like LA the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what is that about?
Yeah.
Your boy Charles was getting married. I was running around the town.
Yeah.
With Charles.
What did you learn from the UK? Was there anything that you took away from it?
Yeah, I learned. Well, from the history of England, I learned not to stay small.
Oh yeah.
You know, dude, you got to go.
The Queen is.
Okay, manners are important, but manners can get in your way too.
Yeah.
Like you guys have manners down to. Like, you got manners like figured out perfectly.
Yeah.
But without expansion, you cease to exist. So I'm reminded of that when I go to countries that were once world powers.
Yeah.
Not that they're not now, but they're still financial powers.
Yeah.
So
and there's still little bits of, you know, evidence like the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
We're still connected with all of the countries that we used to.
Like you have such influence around the world still today, right? So the second thing is that residual impact of power, like that lives on even. That residual power accumulated lives a long time. The third thing I learned was from the people there. The people were so nice to us.
Really?
Phenomenal, man. So nice. So phenomenal. So like unselfish with their time and hey, come into our homes and like that's what we really want. That you can't buy with money. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If people don't like you. And the people were really nice to us. So that either says a lot about your people or it says a lot about us. We must be great or something.
There we go. So look.
And dude, but you're an example like of the people we want to meet. How old are you?
I'm 19.
19 years old. Okay, so you're like 42 years younger than I am. You're an example of me crossing over, and why offset
I saw you on Lewis Howes' interview. I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah,
Like we was talking about with the middle class.
Yeah.
One book after another, of course.
Yeah.
It's just the reach.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know, I don't look at you as 19. Like when I see people, I'm like, I don't really see age. I don't see sex. I don't see colors. I just see, oh, wow, we're all trying to figure out our way and do better and reach our potential.
Boom. There we go. Uncle G.
Come on, man.
Thanks for coming on. If you aren't already following him, Grant Cardone everywhere. Is David, DSBBeats, and thank you so much for listening.
I got to get you on a plane, dog.
Yeah, that's good. That should happen one day.
Okay, awesome, man. That was awesome. When are you going back home?